Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome to Patron, a new city builder game that just recently came out and is a game that is a lot like Banished or Ostriv. As one of my wonderful friends Nima said yesterday, it is pretty much Banished 2.0. Now, I have started a small village here because what I want to do is I want to walk you guys through 5 different things that you may be doing as a mistake right away in the beginning of the game, or that could be really helpful tips in order for you guys to be able to play this game more efficiently and even better now that it is officially released. And I would love all of you guys to have successful villages just like the one that I have going right here. But before we go any further, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But let's hop in and let's talk about the differences between what I do when I start and how I think that these starting things will help you guys out a ton. So the first thing we're going to talk, guys, is housing. A lot of people will come in and the first thing that they're going to try to build is probably these shelters, these temporary shelters. These are good when you're playing games like Aftermath or Surviving the Aftermath, or, you know, Banished is also a really good one. Even sometimes Ostriv, these bigger shelters are a great solution for when you're first starting the game. Not in Patron, what I have found out. Really not that helpful. I'm being honest with you guys. It may cost a lot less than the houses to build, but the fact that they're not having kids and the sheer number of people that you're gonna need working, you really don't want shelters. Trust me when I say you really don't want shelters. Go straight for the houses. They're a little bit more spendy. They give you the stone in the beginning of the game in order to make them. So trust me, go through, build your 5 houses so that way everybody has a place to live inside of your village, and you will also see that you have an increase in monthly produced money because each of these houses are going to produce money for you. So you see that 170 a year, that's what I'm talking about, baby. But we do need more housing. You'll probably need 6, but 5 is your base that you need to start with. Let's talk tip number 2 before we go any further. Roads. Roads. Oh my God, build roads. 2 reasons. 1, in this game, they're absolutely free. It costs you nothing to build roads in this game. Absolutely fantastic. Build them. They help your people move faster. If you don't have roads connecting places, people are going to move slower, and that is no good. So build yourself roads, as many to all over as you can. Notice how all of my stuff here is connected. All right. Roads, super important. Speaking of roads and building things, let's get grid mode off. Grid mode does help. Use grid mode, okay? Why? Because if you don't use grid mode, stuff like this happens where your houses become uneven and now you got this weird layout. Things aren't symmetrical. They start looking a little funny. You got these uneven places over here, and next thing you know, you're irritated with yourself because you didn't build things properly because you didn't use grid mode. Use grid mode. So we have 3 tips for you guys so far. Build houses, not shelters. Build roads all the time. Always build roads. Please God, build roads. And third of all, use grid mode. It's super helpful. They teach you it in the tutorial. It is one of the things in the tutorial that I advise that you guys follow is using grid mode. Just press G on your keyboard or come up here to, I believe it's view, and then click toggle grid off. So use grid mode. Trust me, it will help. All right, let's talk tip number 4. Tip number 4 is a little bit of a doozy, and it's a multiple part one. When you first start, they are going to tell you in the tutorial, build a gatherer's hut, build a hunting shed. Now, don't do that. This isn't a hunting shed. That's a forester's hut. More on those in a second. I don't have a gatherer's hut. I don't have a forester's shed. Or I don't have a gatherer's hut or a hunting shed. Look at my food that I produced compared to what I used. And I have one food producing building. And that is my fishery. What you need to do is you come here and get yourself your fisher's hut. Get that researched in 7 days. As soon as you start the game, get this researching. Trust me, as soon as you start, get this researching. Why? Because you will have enough money once you get that done and enough people to fully upgrade your fishing hut. Okay, look at how much fish they produce a year. 2,178 fish are produced a year. Once you get 3 and 3 and starting that's an expansion and you have 4 people working there. You have the people. Trust me, this is a easy way to make sure you do not run out of food. And as an added bonus for all of you guys right now, I will point out that you should get this ice fishing upgrade as well, because it will increase the efficiency during winter by 30%, meaning you're going to stockpile even more food in the winter if you can get this one. So go through and get this one as well. Trust in Sim, you're going to want all of these upgrades. These should be your first upgrade path. Quarry can come later. Why? Because you can go through and mine everything out, just like over here, by going through and just selecting mine stone. Boom, gather up some stone. Come over here, you need some metal. Bada boom, there's some metal. You want some trees? Guess what? You got some more trees right there. Boom, you got trees getting cut down. Great. Speaking of cutting down trees, that leads us to tip number 5. Tip number 5 will help save your guys' lives in this game. Trust me when I say that. I've been telling you guys from the get-go. Trust Sim, he knows what he's talking about, and that is building forester's huts. Not 1, 2. 2 forester's huts, because they only produce 96 wood a year on base. You can upgrade them, but focus on your fishing hut first. But they only produce 96 wood base, and you are going to need more than 96 wood a year. If you look, you actually go through 67 wood, because this fishing hut that you have here is going to consume a lot of wood a year in order to produce as much fish as it is. So trust me when I say 2 fishing huts, not 1, 2. Now, a couple other small bonuses that I want to give to you guys about just little tips now that I've given you guys the 5 as little bonuses to everybody who watches to the ends of my videos. First of all, do not forget to put in shrines. Your people work more efficiently when they're happy, so building a shrine will really help you out. You go right under here, under town buildings, and you get yourself a shrine. It makes them happy. Trust me, build a shrine. If you don't build one, your people are going to riot and they're not going to work. Trust me when I say, build yourself a shrine. The other thing I'm going to point out for you guys to go ahead and build pretty much right away is road signs. Do you see the area that this road sign is now covering? These areas, wherever the road sign is now covering, your people will work at 5% faster walking speed. This is super helpful for when you have to travel long distances between your storages. Speaking of storages, bonus tip number 3 is build yourself a stockpile right behind your fishing hut. Because if you do that, your fishing people only need to go to here to drop off the fish, and then you're stockpiling food. You will be able to keep producing as much food as humanly possible in this game, as long as they do not have a long area to walk. So even if you're sped up to 10, this will be a very helpful thing for you. You'll be producing enough food to keep your people happy, keep your people fed, and to move on and start working with everything else that comes in the game. Now, for some reason, the king has decided to send me some firewood, which is absolutely appreciative. Thank you, king. I do appreciate that. But guys, let's go over one more time the 5 tips that I gave you guys to follow in this game, because I don't want you guys to forget them. 1, no little tenements, none of these, no shelters, okay? Build yourself houses. 5 to start. Literally 5 tips, 5 houses. Build yourself 5 houses to start. Tip 2, build roads everywhere. Super helpful. You need to build roads. Trust in Sim. Third thing that you need to do, always, whenever you're starting, go through, get yourself your fishing hut, okay? Fishing hut is going to help get it all the way upgraded, okay? All the way upgraded. Not slightly, all the way upgraded, okay? And in order to do that, remember, you need to go into research and research that first. Tip number 4, using grid mode. Grid mode, super duper helpful, super duper needed. Keep everything nice and clean. A tidy settlement is a happy settlement, is a healthy settlement, is a prosperous settlement. Use grid mode. And lastly, not 1, but 2 hunting of these foresters' huts. Trust me, you're gonna need the wood. So build 2 of them. Upgrade them as you see fit, but build 2. Hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, hit that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment down below if any of these tips really are going to help you out in the future. I hope you guys also enjoyed those bonus tips. If you guys missed them, make sure you go back and watch the entire video. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.